Edward of Middleham was the only child from the marriage of Richard, Duke of Gloucester and Anne Neville. Edward's date of birth has often been disputed between 1473 and 1476. Thus, it has always been difficult to know his true age. But he was born into a turbulent time of English history, known as the War of the Roses, a battle between the houses of Lancaster and York of the Plantagenet family, for the monarchy of England. Edward's parents married in 1472. His father, Richard, at the time of his birth was the younger of the king, Edward IV. His mother, Anne Neville, was the youngest daughter of the infamous kingmaker, Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick. Born in Middleham Castle, Edward took on the title, as was customary at the time, as Edward of Middleham, in reference to his birthplace. Edward was always a poorly and sick child and spent his childhood at Middleham Castle in Yorkshire. In 1478, Edward was granted the title, Earl of Salisbury, a title once held by his late uncle, George, Duke of Clarence. In 1483, a dramatic turn of events saw his father, Richard, depose his own uncoronated nephew, Edward V, following the death of Edward IV. Edward's father became Richard III. His father and his mother became the first monarch and consort to have a joint coronation on 6 July 1483. To solidify Edward's position as heir to the throne, on 8 September 1483 at York Minster, he became Prince of Wales and Earl of Chester. Edward passed away on 9 April 1484, his cause of death was unknown. His final resting place has now been lost in the mist of time. The year following his death, Edward's mother, Anne Neville, passed away from tuberculosis on 16 March 1485. On the day of his mother's death there was an eclipse which many saw a sign predicting the downfall of his father, Richard III. Edward's death left no descendants from his father to inherit his throne, and Richard named his nephew, Edward, Earl of Warwick, son of his brother, George, Duke of Clarence, as his heir.